Yeah, I just want to be the greatest.
It's your boy HifiVega back again, and this time we're here to talk about the top 10 subwoofers that you can buy for under $100. Now, some caveats before we begin. Every sub that I chose in here, I tried to make sure I had some sort of experience with, whether that is owning it myself, hearing the subwoofer in someone else's vehicle, or just demoing the subwoofer in general. So, with all that said, let's jump straight into the top 10. I've got my cue cards ready, as you can see here. So, you know I'm old school. Let's get it going. Let's see what we have at number 10. Number 10 is the Pioneer. Now, I need to read the card because these model numbers are absolutely out of control. TS SWX 2002. It's a $99 8-inch subwoofer that comes in the enclosure. This came in at number 10 because it is a lower powered subwoofer, but it comes with an enclosure. So this is the only subwoofer on the list that comes with its own enclosure. It is 5.5 inches tall, so it's a shallow enclosure, good for underseat, things like that. And it's 150 watts RMS, so not too shabby. Definitely, if you need something in that $100 range with a box, shallow, look at this one. Coming in at number 9. This is a sub that I do own, and I'm doing some testing. A video will be coming up on it at some point. Is the Sundown LCS 12. This is the entry level of Sundown subwoofers. It is pretty much all go and no show. So it's just the bare basic subwoofer, but it's all about performance. And let me tell you, a sneak peek, it does perform very well. It comes in at $89, has a 2-inch voice coil, stamp basket, handles 300 watts RMS. And I can tell you, it definitely handles that amount of power. It's a good sub. If you're looking to get into an entry-level sub, Sundown has got you covered, and you will not be disappointed if you pick this one up. Let's go on to number 8. Number 8 is the Kicker Comp VR12. This subwoofer, now we're stepping the game up just a little bit, handles 500 watts RMS. It has a 14mm one-way X-Max. I'm assuming that's one way because everyone I've read so far, only one of them had the 2-way X-Max. So, and it has a stamp basket. In the $100 range, the stamp basket is pretty common, and that's pretty much what you're going to get outside of a few that we're going to talk about later. So the Kicker Comp VR, it's kind of, it's been around forever. Legendary sub. It does very well. You will not be disappointed. And this one comes in at $99, if I didn't mention that already. Number 7, we have the Alpine Type S 12-inch subwoofer. It comes in at $99 as well, and it bumps us up in a few important specs. The rating on this is 600 watts RMS. It has a 15mm one-way X-Max, and again, it has the same stamp basket. If you haven't heard these Alpine subs, the Type S, the Type R, fantastic subs. I think they get overlooked quite a bit, but they perform. They perform well, and they perform consistently. So definitely check those out if you need one. On to number 6. Under the $100 range, it is very hard to find a 15-inch. And at number 6, we have the American Bass XO15. It comes in at $89. Probably one of the best values on this list, in my opinion. It bumps up the coil. We get a 2.5. Oh, let me mention. I will mention the size of the voice coil if it's listed on the website, or I can find it in the specifications. So some of them I could, some of them I couldn't. This one does have a 2.5-inch coil. It is 500 watts RMS, has the same stamp basket, and has 12.5mm one-way X-Max. This is a solid sub. I've heard a 12-inch version of this sub, and it performs. It performs well, and at this price, you can't beat it. 15-inch subwoofer for $89. If you've ever thought about prototyping your own PCB board, whether it be for a custom relay box or a custom amp design, you should check out our friends over at PCBWay.com. Right now, you can get 10 prototype boards for $5, but you can get those first 10 boards for free by signing up today. They're also doing something called shared projects, where you upload your own custom PCB design, and if someone purchases that design, you get a 10% commission. So please check out PCBWay.com. Number 5. Now we're starting to get down to the nitty gritty. So number 5, we have the Scar SDR12. This one comes in at $90. It has 13.5 millimeter one-way X-Max, 2.5 inch coil, stamp basket, and is 600 watts RMS. Solid subwoofer, and it's right in the middle of the pack because I think that's where it belongs, and it's hard to beat. The value proposition that this sub offers is hard to beat for a 12-inch. Okay, now we're going to back down the size a little bit. For number 4, we're going to talk about the AudioPipe TXX BD310. Another long, crazy model number. So the thing about this sub is at the time of this recording, it actually comes in at $102, but often it is $99 or around that price. And you know how Amazon works, the price fluctuates quite a bit. So this one, it's a 10-inch, comes with a 2.5-inch coil, and it has 12.5 millimeters of X-Max, 700 watts RMS, and a stamp basket. So this one is a little higher power handling. It's depending on what you're going for. I think if you're going to use a little more power, you maybe want to lean towards this subwoofer. And if you don't mind a 10, this one's got you covered. Fantastic subs. If you overlooked the AudioPipe subs, definitely check them out. They have a lot of performance for the money. Coming in at number 3, we're down to 3. This is where we get the real serious stuff going. And this subwoofer, it ups the ante in almost every category we've had so far. So some of the low-end features are gone, and we're starting to get into some of the high-end features. So the Power Acoustik Bamf 10 comes in at $99. The first 3-inch coil in the list so far. So we have a 3-inch coil, the first cast basket in the list so far, and it has 14 millimeter one-way X-Max, and it has a somewhat questionable 1600 watts RMS rating. As you can see, yeah, 1600 watts, question mark, for sure. I don't know if it'll handle that much, but it'll definitely handle more than the other subs on the list, I'm sure, because of 3-inch coil, depending on the quality, but we all know that type of stuff. So yeah, number 3, the Power Acoustik Bamf 10, definitely a solid value for the money. Number 2, now this one we're kind of going back a little bit here. This one's kind of a different pick, and it's a wild card pick. So you guys may agree with this, you may not. So let me know in the comments. But you guys know that I love this subwoofer, so I'm kind of giving it away here. It's the Savard Hi-Q 6.5. It's a $69 subwoofer. For a 6.5, it comes with a 2-inch voice coil, cast basket, 11 millimeters one-way X-Max out of a 6-inch, 350 watts RMS. Fantastic sub. I mean, I love this thing, and at the price, it is, to me, it's the number 1 6.5, but I'm always testing 6.5, so you guys know I will be coming up with videos on that shortly. So yeah, the Savard Hi-Q 6.5, fantastic value. It may not be, for the guys looking for bigger bass, this is not going to get you where you need to be compared to, the Power Acoustik Bamf 10, the Scar SDR12, the American Bass XO15, so on and so forth. So we are down to the number 1 subwoofer on the list. So you guys pause it right now if you want to. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think the number 1 is going to be. And once I tell you, if I got it wrong, yell at me in the comments. And yeah, we'll fight it out in the comments. So number 1 is the Rockville K612. I know this is going to be somewhat of a controversial pick, but the K612 has been a solid performer, and it's tried and true that people are doing well with these subwoofers. I know the K9 had a bit of a debacle. The K6 is solid as it gets. I'm testing some K9s, by the way, so more on that soon. This one comes with a 2.5-inch coil, so it is a smaller coil than the Power Acoustik, but it's a 12-inch subwoofer. So it has 22mm X-Max, 600 watts RMS, and this again has the cast basket. Fantastic sub. It comes in at $75. Insane value for this sub. In my opinion, if you're going for a budget build and you need 10 subs, this is the sub to get. So don't overlook this. Don't sleep on this. $75 sub. Fantastic value. Get this subwoofer if you're looking for something like this. Now, this wouldn't be a true top 10 list if I didn't have at least one honorable mention. So, this sub is actually probably one of my favorite subs that you can buy right now, but it's not for everybody, and I know that, so that's why this is just an honorable mention. It is the Savard Pro Series 12-inch subwoofer. Comes in at $99. It's a single 4-ohm subwoofer, so that's going to kind of detour a lot of people on getting this sub because, a lot of people looking for DVCs are going to want to run, 1-ohm mono. So that's one of the factors that made it not make the top 10 list on this particular one. But it does have a 3-inch voice coil, very nice, which leads to the 1,000 watt RMS power handling, and it will handle some power. So my honorable mention is the Savard Pro Series 12. Thanks for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. If you have any different subs that you want to or you think should have made the cut, leave it down below. Let's fight it out in the comments. Let me know what your list is. If you want to, put your top 10 list down for under 100. But I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch y'all next time. A quick shout out to all my Patreon supporters, but a special shout out goes to $6 or more members: 2001 Monolithic, The Third Era, G Nava, Joaquin Juarez, Paul Smith, Byron Chambliss, The Karate Guy, Jason Zemer, Travis McClendon, Brandon Hanna, William Berg, and William Inabit. For as little as $2 a month, you can get on the Patreon team and get exclusive Patreon-only content not available on YouTube. If you want to help me with my goal of reaching 1 new patron a month, please check me out, patreon.com/HifiVega.